All right. I just love that
Hey,
there's a
I'm going to
whole.
go ahead and get started, folks. Good morning. Welcome to today's webinar. This is the first of a five-part series on Instagram for small businesses. My name is Jim Danhauser. I'm a volunteer with the Cape Cod and Islands chapter of SCORE, and I wanted to hit on just a couple of quick introductory things before turning things over to Sue B. Zimmerman, our facilitator for today. Remember that you need to register for each of the sessions in this series separately. I'll be including the registration link for the remaining sessions in the follow-up email that'll be going to everybody who registered for today's session, and that'll go out in the next couple of days. You see listed on this slide the organizations that provide assistance to us in presenting this webinar. We're supported by the Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce, the chambers in all of the towns located throughout the Cape and Islands, as well as by the Community Development Partnership in Eastham. And as always, we're very grateful to these organizations for their ongoing support of our educational programming. For those of you who are not familiar with SCORE, we're a fully volunteer nonprofit organization and a resource partner of the U.S. Small Business Administration. SCORE's mission is to foster vibrant small business communities through mentoring and education. We've been doing this work since our founding some 60 years ago through educational opportunities like this webinar, as well as by providing mentoring to people who are in business or who are thinking about starting a business. On the Cape and Islands chapter, we have over 50 volunteer mentors and subject matter experts, people with a broad array of differing business experience and expertise, and who all stand ready to help you in your business efforts. Same is true for all of the chapters throughout the Massachusetts Rhode Island district. And we can connect you with volunteers throughout the country so we can make sure that we hook you up with someone who can really be of valuable help to you. If you'd like to take advantage of this service, all of which is completely free and absolutely confidential, you can either go to the SCORE National website listed there, click on the Request a Mentor tab under the Find a Mentor tab and get going. Or you can do that by going to the website of the chapter in your local geographic area, which is listed there. Next slide, last preliminaries. All participants other than Sue have been muted. We ask that you enter any questions or comments into the Q&A feature. Why? Because I'm going to be following those questions as Sue proceeds, and it's easier for me to do that as opposed to having to toggle back and forth between the Q&A and the chat. And one of the negatives about doing these sessions remotely is you do lose some of the interaction capability. So I encourage you to throw questions into the Q&A as they occur to you. We'll answer as many of those questions as we possibly can. Be aware the webinar is being recorded. I'll send a link to that recording to everybody who registered for today's session once that recording is available, which should be in the next day or two. I'll turn things over now to Sue. Sue is a very accomplished serial entrepreneur and a frequent lecturer on Instagram and other business topics. So Sue, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I am thrilled to be here, you guys. I just came back from speaking on stage in Chicago, all about Instagram to dentists. So, no matter what your business is, whether it's a language class or you're an artist or you're a photographer, a dog walker, you do tours, there is a beautiful opportunity to not only grow a community, but more importantly, grow your visibility. And with that comes obviously opportunity. And so today I'm excited to really anchor this conversation and lean into growing community, because community is literally the lifeline of your business. If you can get other people talking about you, tagging other people on your Instagram account, and talking about you in person, you have so much more opportunity. So, what you are going to learn today, we're going to start with this term that I coined, which is the Sue B neighborhoods. Instagram really is this village. When I say village, there are over 2 billion monthly active users on Instagram. And when I started teaching Instagram over 12 years ago, at my retail store here on Cape Cod in the Pomponessa Inn in Mashpee, I had that for 7 years. There was only 142 million. So once I discovered how incredibly impactful it was for my small business, I knew that I wanted to teach and mentor and help other people understand how they could scale and grow their business. One of the most important features on Instagram, as many of you probably realize, is your bio. We're going to kind of dissect what it means to have a boss bio. There is a lot of opportunity, a lot of missed opportunities that I see because Instagram is basically a small website with SEO, search engine optimization, where people can search to find you if the right keywords are in your bio. We're also going to talk about the third point, which is how to apply branding to your business. And when I say branding, I as an entrepreneur, a lifelong entrepreneur, I believe that branding is really what people say about you when you're not in the room, but more, the fonts, type style, and colors can certainly attribute to that. But at the end of the day, it really is you, your business, your energy, the way people think about what you do, and how you are different from everyone else who does what you do. Now, Instagram is great for so many reasons. To name a few, it's in real time. Authenticity is everything. And if you were to ask me as a leading Instagram educator, what is trending on Instagram, it is that authenticity. It is video content, which we will be going deep into this series. Instagram does require minimal production. And when I first started teaching Instagram, the video feature wasn't even there. All the opportunities in a reel was not even a thing, and you needed to use third-party apps and pay for those apps. Instagram does encourage engagement. I mean, there are ways to keep people engaged by using the proper call to actions. It also keeps you top of mind. If you are not actively posting on Instagram consistently, you do not stay top of mind. If your business is not getting the visibility, you are not growing the community, you're not generating the revenue that you want, that means you're not posting strategically. We're going to go through all of this throughout our series together. Those of you who have been on Instagram for a while, you probably realize that you can have this beautiful, instant, intimate connection with people, sliding into the DM. I'm going to talk all about the DM in this series as well as meeting and finding new people in a comment thread when people are actively engaging. But I believe that community is the driving force of every single business. And so today we're going to really unpack that so that you can drive traffic to your website, to your signups, to your whatever products or services that you're selling, and really make more of an impact. So if you're brand new to me, which probably most of you are, I do invite you to come over to Instagram, say hello on any of my posts or in the DM. I'm at Subi Zimmerman. I have been an Instagram educator for, like I said, over 12 years on many different stages, mostly social media stages, like social media marketing world for 9 years, traffic and conversion. I have spoken all around the world and in different countries, the Philippines, Canada, Mexico, to name a few, Bermuda. And I love speaking on stages. I love seeing the energy shift when someone has a great aha moment, which I hope each and every one of you do have today. And speaking just helps amplify my knowledge, my wisdom, my experience. And so hopefully you guys feel that, you guys lean into that, and you learn, because learners are earners. The more you learn, the more you know, the more you know, the more you can grow. So like I said, Instagram is this massive village with over 2 billion monthly active users. And within this village, there are different neighborhoods. And we're going to start with the basics in that. Every neighborhood, stories, reels, Instagram Live, and the Instagram DM have their own way that you can access them, and have different ways that content is shared. So whether it's a evergreen post in your feed, whether it's a 24-hour Instagram story, whether it's a reel, or whether it's an Instagram Live, the content has in each of these neighborhoods on Instagram, which is the village, has a different format. and how followers are able to engage with you. And so there are 4 neighborhoods, and I'm going to give you a visual. I am big into visuals, and that's why I wanted to put together this presentation. I could talk for hours and hours about Instagram, but I think when you process the depth of Instagram and the different features, it's going to help you be more strategic. So, like I said, I coined this phrase to be Instagram neighborhoods, and my branding is all about Sue B. The B comes after Sue always. And if someone's introducing me on a podcast and they don't say Sue B, I make them do the introduction over because it's part of the branding. And I want to be memorable and stay top of mind. So what you're looking at actually are my brand colors, and you're looking at the 4 different neighborhoods. Notice how they all converge in what I like to say, the rotary, the DM. You can get to the DM from every neighborhood, which means you can have these intimate conversations, these opportunities to be curious and to lean in and find out what someone wants and needs, what they desire. This is not where you sell. This is where you serve. Instagram is all about giving and serving, and the selling comes when you authentically show up and serve and give. And the reason that these neighborhoods matter, as I said, is because people do interact very differently in each area, and conversations are started differently. For example, the Instagram feed post. This is your evergreen content. This is the proof that what you said in your bio is what you're showing in your feed. If your feed is confusing, if you are showing sunsets, I know on the Cape, the sunsets and the sunrises are beautiful. And it is part of my branding, the sunsets and sunrises. But if it isn't part of yours and you're showing your dog and what you're eating, and it's not in alignment with your business and your content buckets and your pillars of posting, you should not be posting it. These posts never expire unless you decide to archive them. They can be either a single image, which does not get that much engagement these days, but it used to when I was teaching Instagram 12 years ago. This is where you can do a carousel post, which has up to 20 clips that can be videos and or photos, which have been performing very well. And these can be videos. That is what the reels are. Or videos that come from an Instagram live can be shared to your feed as well. You can also add unique audio to these posts, trending audio, unique audio, which can and will help increase the reach of your performing post. The comment section is the most visible from the feed post. And when people get all caught up in how many likes or views they get, I don't think that's the indicator of success at all. Someone can keep their phone on watching a reel and forget that they did. And you could go into the shower and that reel could have played 100 times, and those are views. Those are considered unique views. The real proof of a good piece of content is the conversation, is the comment thread. Are people literally appreciating what you're sharing? Are there comments? Are there engagements? Are there shares? Are there saves? Those are indicators, great indicators that you can see in the insights if what you're showing is working. If you are just throwing spaghetti at the wall, posting to check it off that you did Instagram today, that is not a business strategy. So I hope that you all think more strategically about your strategy when you are committing to posting.
So we have a question that came in that might be
Yeah,
timely to answer. How
yeah.
long should videos and reels be?
There's no right or wrong answer here. The answer is it should be as long as it takes to give value, to educate, to inform, and to entertain. Sometimes it takes 7 seconds, sometimes it takes 90 seconds. If the content is speaking to your target audience, it can be whatever you choose.
And how much more engagement does audio with a picture add compared to just a picture?
I don't have the statistics on how much more, but when you use trending audio, you can get found in that audio hub, which we'll get into later. Original audio, which is you speaking, has been getting more engagement according to the president, because guess what? You cannot hide behind your own voice and your own video. And so all these Canva posts that we used to do frequently back in the day, and I did meet the founder of Canva when I was in Sydney. And it is a beautiful opportunity to create graphics, but it's not what is trending. What is trending is your voice. What is trending are your words based on your experiences and your knowledge and your wisdom. And so we'll get more into the audio component. I hope that answered everyone's questions.
I
But
think so.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
reels are the most popular type of content for the reasons I just said. This is the best way to increase your visibility and your reach to new audiences. Not doing stories. Instagram stories are mostly seen by your followers, no new audiences. So your view and watch time is an important metric. So if your video is 90 seconds and someone is watching to the end, and you can look at where things taper off, you can look at your insights, then that's good. It means that you've gotten eyes on the whole video and what you're saying is in alignment with your audience. It's really important to understand that there are many different algorithms on Instagram, which are just data points. So watch time and views are just a couple of them. When you look at this reel, I just want to point out a couple of things because a lot of people don't do this either. Having a hook, having the text on a cover of a reel is so important. This is how you get someone to stop in their scroll and say, oh my goodness, I want to learn how to use alt text and add alt text to my Instagram post. And if anyone's looking for that, Subi Zimmerman YouTube alt text, I have a video that's free. You can write it down. I do have a YouTube channel with a lot of free content as well. But that is really the most important. I want to take a pause while you guys see my name on this slide as well. I'm really big into action takers. Like if you're on this webinar and you're learning and you're appreciating what you're learning, I have so much more free content on my Instagram account. And so this is a good opportunity for you to just be curious if you want to connect deeper there. Now, I mentioned Instagram stories. Instagram stories do expire in just 24 hours. This is where you don't need to be perfect. I am often wearing a hat, often without makeup, no filters for me. I think the more authentic you are, the more people just relate to you. Lashes can give you an extra pep in your step if you put on lash filters, no judgment, whatever you need to do. But I just think authenticity is everything. And because it vanishes in 24 hours, um, it's really the behind the scenes of your business. When there's an active Instagram story, as you can see here, I have a screenshot. Some of the avatars, meaning the profile photos, have a rainbow ring. A rainbow ring means there's an active Instagram story that you have not yet watched. It's someone that you follow. When you've watched all the stories, it will then be gray. And if they add a new story clip to their Instagram stories, it will be a rainbow ring again. Okay. Now, the interactions from Instagram stories, it's beautiful because it can go right into the DM, into that private one-to-one conversation, which I believe is where all the gold is. We've generated a couple $100,000 just from strategically engaging in the Instagram direct message in my business. So I want you to know that really beautiful conversations can happen in the DM. Now, of all the neighborhoods, Instagram Not Live is the one where people get a little bit nervous about, not me, because I love speaking and I love being on live video. But the really cool thing about Instagram Live is you can lead the whole live broadcast. You can bring on one other person. You can bring on three other people. You'll see three on the bottom left. So four total can be on a live. You can mute that person. You can turn on and off cameras. You can share your screen as if you're doing a webinar on a live. I've been doing Instagram Lives for a long time, and I've done different series. When you're done with an Instagram Live, you can share it to your feed. You can save it and archive it. You can then post it once you've done your cover with the hook, like I've talked about, to make sure it's optimized. But Instagram Lives is really opportunistic if you want to broadcast to Instagram. You can also do a practice session. You can schedule your live. there's just so many nuances in an Instagram Live. So if anyone has questions about that, certainly let me know.
Sue, we do have one question. Do you think it's good to go live on stories or video yourself?
Well, stories are different. Instagram Live is another neighborhood. Instagram Stories is another ecosystem, another neighborhood. So I do videos in my stories mostly and share proof of concept in my stories and then save them to my highlights. We'll talk more about that. It's not better. It's like whatever feels right for you and your business, whatever you have the bandwidth for. But I will tell you, Instagram rewards those who use all the features, not just the feed. But you've got to start with the feed. You've got to have a, a a a feed that validates your bio. So people say, that's my resource. That's my person. That's where I want to rent a bike on the vineyard. That's where I want to buy my art at that gallery. If you are not posting in your feed first, as your like high-end strategy, you're not doing Instagram correctly. These other neighborhoods are other opportunities. But no matter what neighborhood you are posting in, I really would love for you guys to write down post with purpose. There are 5 pillars that I'm going to walk you through when I say posting with purpose. And we will be going into all of these in detail as I share my next 4 lessons in this 5-part series. Today is really just anchoring in the breadth of Instagram. You know, when I spoke on stage at Creative Live, I did 4 live classes. And one of those classes was 3 days of me speaking for 8 hours a day. There is a lot of information here. So I don't want to overwhelm you. I just want to ground you all and hope that you walk away with learning, whether it's the pillars of posting. We're going to talk about authority, relatability, savability, shareability, and relevance. The first is authority. This is this is so important that you show who you are as the authority of your business. You know, Sarah Blakely from Spanx shows up on Instagram. She's a billionaire. She doesn't have to, but she shows that she's the authority. She's entertaining. She shows her family life, and we are now more connected to Spanx, ladies in the house, um, because of the way she shows up. And so your content really shows that you have expertise and it does position you as an educator, as a leader, as a business that's been, as a coach who has been doing what you do for a long time. You know, I'm a lifelong entrepreneur. I've had 18 businesses. I've been on QVC. I've been teaching Instagram for 12 years, but I've had a lot of product-based businesses. And the reason that I show up as a leading expert in online marketing in teaching Instagram is because I claimed that title 12 years ago. There's a YouTube video where I said, I'm going to be the leading Instagram educator. I manifested this, I leaned into it, and every day for 12 years, I just helped one person. And then one more. I got on podcasts, I got on stages. You know, it's just the amplification of my message became more pronounced. And in order for you to be found, you need to be talked about, like I said earlier, in community. So when we talk about authority, this can mean you demonstrating if you are an artist, and for example, maybe you make resin art, you know, resin art where you make cutting boards that look like the ocean on Cape Cod, or you are a potter and you have bees on your mug. Whatever it is that you do, demonstrating what you make in action is so important for people to see. There's a pottery artist that I met here from going to Coffee Obsession in Falmouth. I live in Falmouth Heights. And I went to her studio and just simply watching the process of how she made her beautiful $68 mugs. I'm like, okay, I am buying these for gifts and I'm giving these to my team for gifts because they're so well made. But if I didn't see them made and I didn't see her painting them, I'd have a different opinion about the finished product. So you really want to build that authority, maybe even lean into addressing your customers' desires. What is it that they want from you? How can you serve them? How can you help them? How can you just help them move through whatever it is that they're looking for? Now, the second pillar is relatability. So this is what reflects your humanity and shows empathy and understanding. And you want to make sure that your audience feels seen and heard. If they are commenting, if they are engaging on your lives, it's super important to engage back, to say their names, to really connect, whether it's from your post or from your lives or in your stories or on your reels. Shareability. This is content that you're like, oh my God, that was so good. I want to share this with this friend and that friend. And oh my goodness, my friend's coming to the Cape. They need to know about Smitty's ice cream. It's delicious. Like, I'm going to share this as my favorite ice cream place. Like, shareability gets a lot of props when it comes to the algorithm. The more posts get shared, and Instagram shows how many shares a post gets, the more it's saying to the algorithm, people are liking this. So you want to create shareability post. You also want to lean into what's relevant, what's going on in a timely manner. A lot of this is what's trending, the Super Bowl, the Grammys, all of what is trending in the world. This can increase to engagement as well if it's done in a way that's relevant to your audience and you're not just hopping on a trend for the sake of getting more views or more likes, but you're really thinking about how it can be in support of your business. So those were the 5 pillars. I'm going to now break down the Instagram bio and just go basic here. It really is an elevator pitch. People are scrolling on Instagram. You get 3 to 5 seconds to make an impression with your bio. This is an example. I will share my phone screen in a minute so that you guys can see uh, like mine in detail now. But I want to bring to your attention that it's important to make sure you have, oops, a username. And I don't know why my name is not showing up. Subi's, oh yeah, there's something that's, my name on this account is Subi Zimmerman, and I don't know why the graphic did not pop up. But your account name should be the name of your business. And if you can't get it, there are so many workarounds I teach in my course, Ready, Set, Grow, underscores, dots, .com. There's just so many ways. You do not want to use numbers. Numbers are used by spam bots and spammy accounts. So if you have numbers in your account and you're not a business like my husband's business, 3Play Media, don't use numbers. If anyone's challenged with the right name for their business, let me know. This is one of my superpowers to help you get that. So you have the account username and then you have the SEO name. Now the SEO name has my name here as well as that I'm a coach. Now, whatever your keywords are, those meta tags that you have for your business, that is your SEO, and you can have up to 63 characters here. I'll go over this a little bit more in a minute. There is a category where you can say what you are. This one says public figure, but if you edit your account and you look at categories, the category that you want to pick is entrepreneur if you want really good trend music. When you have entrepreneur as your category, you get the best library for music. So that I have a hack on that that I shared on my Instagram feed. If you're like, why is my music not good? You also want to create a boss bio. So a boss bio is you saying in 150 characters who you are, what you do, and a call to action. So this bio is partly taken from my business account, The Instagram Expert, 7-figure business owners, coach, leading women 45 and older to really make an impact and increase income. My demographic market is primarily women, midlife and older in their prime. And notice how it says free copy and paste resource. So that is the link in my bio. You want to make sure that you have a link, that you can track a link, that it's a unique link so that you know what your metrics are from either Google Analytics, or if you're going to create your own unique UTM link or link that you can track. Then there's highlights. A lot of you probably don't have highlights. I'm going to go onto my phone in a minute and show you a little bit more of this soon. Okay. So those are the key points of a bio. And I'm going to quickly brush through the branding aspect of Instagram. Instagram has so many opportunities for you to use brand colors, for you to find a font. There often adding new fonts that you want to stick to one. You don't want to have many different fonts. You want to stick to the same one. And there's so many great design features that you can use, whether it's layout or a boomerang. There's just so many different things that you can consistently do to just lean into your look and feel of your feed. So to recap, so I can open up for questions, before I open questions, I'm going to go right to my phone. I'm going to hook up my phone. I just want you to recap that you learned that Instagram is this massive village with over 2 billion monthly active users. And having a boss bio is everything. We talked about what that looks like, how to apply your business branding to your Instagram account so that you are memorable and you stay top of mind. Before I go into my phone, are there any questions that you want answered?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them to come in, Sue. And I'm just going to take them in the order that they were posed. If you're a consultant and you know that if we start posting content, the comments would probably get littered with specific questions people are seeking answers to, and we would not be willing to give away specifics, we give them in consultation, and would upset people by giving them the go around to our website or discovery call. What can be done here?
Yeah, so I am that entrepreneur that gives it all away. I give everything, I answer every question. It's not in the order of how you should do Instagram. I have a free YouTube video with thousands of videos. I have a paid program called Ready, Set, Grow that is in the order of what you need to know. So if you're holding back answering questions and only willing to give it on a free consultation, I believe that you're missing out in a big strategy of content creation and opportunity. And so I do free 15-minute bio audits and calls as well. And usually there's this whole law of reciprocity when you give from the heart and someone has moved through pain and a place that they felt lost, they want more. So opportunity comes, but not if you're holding back information. That's from my 18 businesses, 40 years of being an entrepreneur, like experience. Like rule number one. So I hope that you receive that, and I'm happy to go deeper with you personally if you need to hear more.
What does sharing proof of concept in stories mean?
Um, Let me stop sharing because are there. What is, so let me show you. I'm going to share my screen to my phone now. So, so proof of concept means that you are who you say you are, doing what you say you do. So I did this video this morning when Jim and I were talking in the green room. And so this is behind the scenes of me doing teaching before I'm teaching. So the proof of concept is that I'm an educator, that I teach. And so the more you show that, Jim, the more people trust that. We talked about highlights, and if you look at my speaking reel and I tap that, this is proof of concept. Proof that I've been on stages with some pretty amazing people in marketing and and Creative Live, and just when people see that you walk the talk and they can, they might want to hire you to speak, they're going to want to see a real like information that you are that person. And so stories can be saved as highlights. One of my other coaching is mobility, is all health and wellness. I have a degree in nutrition from Simmons College. And so showing that you walk the talk, that you do what you say you do is so important. So that's what proof of concept means. And these are those highlights that prove it. Jim, is there another question?
Oh, yeah. How long can a live thing be?
As long as you want, but I don't recommend it being more than 10 minutes. People's watch time on Instagram is not that long.
What's the minimum number of pictures and videos that somebody should preload into an Instagram feed the day they start an account?
You shouldn't preload anything. You should go step by step, day by day. But the truth is, if you're starting a new Instagram account, people typically scroll back to the last 12. And so on my business account, the Instagram expert, which we've had for a long time, this is a great place to just kind of see all those things that I was talking about, proof of concept, having a hook. Everything we teach on this account is Instagram related and only Instagram related. The
Why,
account, the account,
what,
go ahead.
now, why did you choose public figure as an account category instead of entrepreneur?
I didn't. That was just on the screen because a lot of people pick that. So if you go to edit your profile on Instagram and you scroll down, my category is entrepreneur. Notice my bio says you're no BS business coach empowering women in their prime to step the F up, 12 years as the Instagram expert, free real training. So I want to make sure if any of you are challenged with creating video content, I put this here for you guys today, this free real training in my bio, which you can easily access. This is, remember I told you all about having a live link. It's really important to make sure that you take people where you want them to go. And so this is a free training that I put in my link for you guys today. Another piece of the bio that I did not talk about that is a newer feature is the note feature. So when you mention an account in your notes, it goes directly to that account. And Score had a story that I just quickly watched, but notes is a whole nother feature that I'm excited about. It's a new feature that gives you opportunity there too to have Instagram direct message conversations.
So there was a follow-up question to the gentleman who asked about the consulting business. The concern with giving everything away is that people get greedy, and especially if they find out how pricey our initial contract is, they'll just go to our social media page to get their pressing question answered, treating us as a vending machine. No?
Okay, so I think there's a story in your head that needs to be seriously shifted because I sell $20,000 coaching packages. So I don't know what expensive is to you. It's different to everybody, but if you feel like a vending machine, then I think there's something that in your strategy is not in alignment with who you're trying to attract because you sell by serving, you sell by giving. It's
And you
just,
get clients by showing you're an expert.
yeah. And money is simply an exchange of value. So when people sign up to work with me as a business coach, I am solving a problem that is so painful that they haven't been able to figure out how to market and make more money for a long time. And they're stuck in the same place that they've been for years. And the pain is so intense that they want to shift. And they trust me because they see my testimonials, they see what I do, and they know I can support them. So there has to be proof, and there has to be energy, and there has to be credibility. And if you were to do a Google search on my name, which I tell everyone to do, I come up all over the internet with podcast interview and articles that have been written. And so there has to be proof of concept. Instagram is that opportunity to prove that
Can you
easily.
give an example of how a service provider like a lawyer would demonstrate?
Well, the same way I do it with doctors and dentists that I've spoke or accountants. Like there's okay, the other cool thing about Instagram is there is a search feature. So if you type in lawyer, oops, sorry. Everyone that has lawyer in their username, and I know Joey, he's a passive income lawyer. They show up. If you don't have lawyer in your username, you don't show up. The step-by-step guide to protecting your business and owning your brand. Great lawyer. So every single industry has people on Instagram. And the question is, are you going to show up? Are you going to show up as a cool lawyer like Amber? I kind of like that. Um, Trademark lawyer, you have to say what kind of lawyer you are. It's all part of the bio, the boss bio.
As a solopreneur business who has no brick and mortar and plans to never have one, What are the factors that would influence whether one would create a business or a creator Instagram account?
Yeah, I have a YouTube video that explains the difference between the two, Sue B. Zimmerman creator versus business account, if you want to go watch that whole video. If you are in business, you absolutely should have a business account because it has features that a personal account doesn't have. I like to call personal accounts a digital scrapbook. I used to teach scrapbooking on stage at QVC. It literally is just a place to show personal things. Business account is extremely hyper focused, very, very, very intentional.
How important is it to show your face on your Instagram in order to build your brand as a new business?
Uh, very. I mean,
I
if we can't see you, if we can't hear you, we can't trust you. And there's a lot of Instagram accounts that are like faceless Instagram accounts. I'm not buying it. Just not buying it. We need more than ever post COVID, we need to feel that you are the real deal.
Is there a different strategy between Facebook and Instagram? Is it a different audience? What about
Yep.
Threads?
Yep. Yes, yes, and yes. And I'm on all three. Every social platform has what's organic to that platform. There are different rules, and you should not be blasting what you do on Instagram onto Facebook.
And there are different demographics generally in terms of the users of those apps. If your customer base or your target demographic is younger, Facebook may not be the right place for you. You should do some research to figure out what's the right place to be.
Yeah, well, Facebook, in order to have a business account on Facebook, you have to have a personal account. So I have a business account and a personal account, and I have many groups that are my paid group is there with over 5,000 students. And so I love Facebook for a lot of different reasons. And I have, 5,000 friends and family. So often my strategy of posting on Facebook is different language because that audience is more intimate with knowing who I am. If I'm talking to strangers on the internet, which is typically what goes um, on Instagram, unless you get laser focused with your geolocation strategy and your location strategy, which I did very well at my store in Pompanesett. It was called Subidoo. My sales increased 40% when I understood how to use Instagram strategically. If you have a location-based business, it is the easiest business on Instagram to have success because you don't have to worry about everyone else in the world. If you're on Martha's Vineyard, for example, where I live in June in Vineyard Haven in Edgartown, there's so many great businesses there to collaborate with, be in alignment with, support collectively. There's a collaborative feature on Instagram. There's just, again, it all comes back to why are you on this platform? What are your goals and what's your strategy?
Are there any restrictions on products that can be shown?
Yes, and you'd have to just Google what are the product restrictions on Instagram. So I think guns and anything dangerous and yeah.
Any suggestions on how to get into the habit of taking photos or videos for content?
Yeah,
This is my biggest obstacle.
This is the first lesson in Ready, Set, Grow that I teach. It's all about having an Instagram mindset, which means bringing your phone with you wherever you go so that if you do feel like you look good and you're in a beautiful location, like whether I was in Bora Bora or Thailand or New Zealand, I'm like, I am capturing the backdrop of my life because I travel a lot and people love to vicariously live through that travel. And so I think it's really important to showcase that.
Do you recommend having a business account on Instagram and a personal page? And would you share that?
No, I used to have 7 Instagram accounts. I kid you not. It's so hard to do one. And that is why I'm directing you all to my most recent account, which is my Sue B. Zimmerman account. So if you are messaging me here in the DM, which I think some of you might be, just know that this is the account, Sue B. Zimmerman.
I have a unique name. I don't use my actual name in the name of my business. Should
There's a
I curate
Yeah.
curate both a personal name Instagram as well as a business name account? And
No,
if so, how would it differentiate them?
Yeah, there's a workaround for that. I definitely can support and helping you figure out what it should be. Um, some people have names that are really hard to pronounce. So maybe like my name is really Susan, but Susan Zimmerman was taken. Sue Zimmerman was taken. So I added my middle initial B. There's workarounds for every single business. Now, on this account, I want you to notice a couple of things. So my username is my name. The world knows me as Sue B. My favorite emoji is peace out. You see it all the time on a lot of my posts. I am a business coach for women 50 plus. This is part of that SEO. I do masterminds, paid masterminds on Cape Cod and La Jolla. My next session is going to be when I'm in La Jolla. I live in La Jolla for 2 months. I go to the West Coast, California. So these are all keywords that I was talking about earlier, and you can have up to 63.
As a new business, what should your initial posts focus on? And what
Maybe,
is the,
yeah, maybe doing an introduction post like this. Like just introducing who you are, what you do, and why you do it, and making sure that the details are all here. So it's one thing to have a video, it's another thing to explain what you do. And these are all different aspects of what I do. Um, so I recommend doing I'll give you another example from one of my clients. When I met with Lauren, she only had 20,000 Instagram followers. Now she has 342. She has a post that says, "Hi, I'm Lauren." She does all kinds of pelvic floor uh, exercises. So she's got a great introduction post. She even pinned it. She has 3 posts pinned. You can pin 3 posts at the top. Yeah. Any other questions?
any thoughts on how to mentally shut off from posting and creating content per day? What would you recommend about taking some quality time off from social media in a day?
Yeah, well, you can set your own timer. You can turn off your apps. You can delete the app. It sounds like understanding your boundaries and productivity is really important. I, yeah, I mean, I am a action taker, business boss, and I don't get distracted with uh wasting time on social. If I'm on social, I'm engaging, I'm creating relatable, relevant content for audience. And so that just sounds like something great book. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. I recommend Audible or buying that book if you do not know how to habit stack and be productive in your business.
What are your thoughts about how to be more strategic with whom we follow, other than just following back everyone who follows us, even
You
if
should
they're our
never
direct competitors?
You should never follow your competitors, and you should never follow somebody because they followed you. You should follow someone because they bring value into your life. What do I mean by value? They educate you, they inform you, they are a resource for what you want to see. So there's no follow me, I'll follow you. That is not building a strategic Instagram account. So I would go into the search bar and you can search for someone that you feel like you need to look for um, to follow.
At what stage of the business should one start getting active on Instagram? Should we have already made some sales and have some customers? Or is it okay to start before we've actually made any sales?
I totally recommend starting to build the foundation. It's like building a house. You need the foundation before you can build the house. And so you need an audience before you can sell anything. So if you, first of all, make sure that the name of your business is available or a version of that. And then start creating relatable, relevant content. Sales don't happen as soon as you start posting.
Do I have to put in my bio that I'm an entrepreneur? I want to put in that I'm a home repair maintenance expert.
You can put that in your bio in written words. If you want the best music, the hack is to use entrepreneur and not show it as a category, but literally you can write it right in your bio. So what was the keywords? Home what? Repair?
A home repair slash maintenance expert.
Yeah. So home repair maintenance work. Keywords, remember? Home repair maintenance and restoration specialist. This is how you get found. You don't need it as a category.
I have a unique name. I don't use my actual name in the name of my business. Should I curate both a personal name Instagram account as well as a business name account? And
I
if
thought
so, how would I
we answered that
differentiate?
one. Yeah, we already talked about that. No, you shouldn't. You just need one account.
Can audio of band playing copyright song play, or is that shut down?
Instagram lets you know what music you can or cannot use. Okay, occasionally some of my reels that I created had since been banned, so the audio just doesn't play on those reels. So just search for music that is copyright protected.
And then we have time, I think, Sue, for one more question, and then we'll let you go because we have 4 more sessions in this program to still come. Can I change the name of my account after creating it? I'm having second thoughts about what I did.
Yes, you can change the name of your account at any time and you can change your SEO. If you change your SEO, and by the way, before anyone leaves, can you tell me in the chat what your favorite takeaway has been today? I would love just to see that and read that. It would be very helpful for me as I plan the next 4 slide decks for you guys. So yeah, that would be super helpful. Jim, read that question one more time.
I'm sorry, I closed it down. Can I change the name of my account name after creating it, having second thoughts about what I created?
Yeah, so you can change the name of your account at any time as long as it's available. If you change your SEO where you get your name field with 63 characters, you have to wait 2 weeks to change that again. Yes, you have to wait 2 weeks to change that again.
Okay, and then while we're waiting for people to jump into the chat and tell you what they got, do
Yeah.
most small businesses use free or paid Instagram features? If paid, what features are typically used by these businesses?
All organic, don't need paid. If it's paid, it's ads. And in order to do ads, you need to have a business Facebook account. And everything I do is organic. But when I had my Instagram expert account, we did have an ad budget and we use ManyChat software. You don't need to be boosting or paying for ads at first. You need the most important thing. The most important thing is to post with purpose and build audience. If you aren't building audience, and when I say audience, literally looking at who you're attracting and who is following you, there's a lot of spammy people out there. I would delete and block them if they're just so not in alignment with you energetically. And like there's a lot of dudes there that are looking for dates and all this other stuff. Like on the top right hand side of any post or any account is delete, block, so you can really get rid of them, get them off. Getting all spammy accounts off your account, even if you're losing followers, is important because that's part of the algorithm as well. So you want to really make sure that number one, you're following the right people. Number two, the people following you are the right people.
Okay, you've gotten a ton of information in the chat, so I'm sure you're looking at that as you're going along.
Yeah, I took all the screenshots. I appreciate it. Thanks, Sandra. I just see what you said. Yeah, so Sandra said, I like that you said the feed is for evergreen material, very helpful in deciding what to put there. Yeah, guys, the last thing I want to do is overwhelm you. I hope that this was really, really helpful. I am so available to support. I will put back in my bio, in addition to that free reel training, I will add my free 15-minute calendar link. It does fill very quickly. If anyone's feeling like they need support to talk with me, happy to do that. I'm traveling all day Saturday to La Jolla, but next week I will be on West Coast time and be able to help you guys.
That's terrific. Sue, thanks a bunch. This has been great. Thanks everybody for attending. You'll get an email from me in the next day or two with the recording for this session, as well as the registration links for the next 4. And if they are as valuable as this one, I'm sure you'll all show up. So thanks very much and take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.